It's amazing
Uh-huh.
uh, how many people have come up to me and said, "Congratulations! Oh, I'm so happy for you that you have retired." I said, "Somebody's put a wrong word because I have not retired. I have transitioned." So actually, I've moved over to a different position than I was in, but I have not retired.
I'm really excited this morning because my health journey started seriously at New Horizon Church International. So we have the founder of New Horizon Church International with us here this morning.
You talked about the fact of my past life, particularly way back. I used to work for a lot of folks, and I used to work for South Central Bell, AT&T, which was a great career at that time, and I thank God for that time. But that and other things have brought me to the place where I understand the power of change and how wonderful change is. Because I had the part of my life first is growing up in Jackson, Mississippi, in part of town in the linear area. Okay, 833.
I knew that was coming.
I saw change. You know what I mean? I saw change. What my parents were doing, I saw change. I wanted to change. Life. A second class citizenship that we had as African American folks. Once again, said, "Hey, I want to change. I want to change. I want to see things change for ourselves." Right. And so, education was a vehicle for that. And so I had the privilege of leaving linear and prepared and going to Hines Community College. In 1970. Wow, you want to talk about a different environment at that particular point. And from there, got an opportunity also to go to work for the phone company. Okay. But to do that, I had to be willing to leave home.
Right.
Okay. Because I ended up having to go to Mendenhall, Mississippi, which was a whole different world.
Right.
Even though we know it's 35 miles away, right, but it was 35 miles in a whole different world.
Yes.
That I grew up in. But you have to sacrifice something, okay, to be able to do that. And so all of that was conditioning me to understand, change and how powerful change was. And so in 1973, I got the wonderful privilege of going to work for the telephone company, being one of the first African Americans hired in Mendenhall, Mississippi. And that, hey, it changed my life. But and got to the place where, at the top of that career, making more money. Charles, I was making more money than a whole lot of folks still making now. I mean, come on, that's how many years ago has that been? I mean, it was a wonderful job. But God also told me in the midst of that, you're going to have to sacrifice this wonderful job I gave you. Okay? Because he also called me to go in ministry. He said, you're going to go into ministry full time. And, I said, Lord, why can't you do like everybody else? And so I made the sacrifice to leave, lost money, lost a lot of money. Okay? But God told me, listen, if you'll do what I told you to do, I guarantee you never have anything cut off at your house. If there's something that's a particular need, I'll open the door for it. And everything you sacrificed for me, I will give back to you. Now, called to be pastor of Mount Galilee Missionary Baptist Church here in Jackson. Wow, what a wonderful place. Great memories. But when I first got there as pastor, it was starvation wait. And so, but God told me how much money they asked him for. And he told me they was going to scream and holler and say, we ain't never paid them for that. And he said, but eventually they're going to do it. And when I told him what God told me in terms of the amount of money, so I ain't talking about no lot of money.
Right.
They screamed and hollered. But then they eventually did. And I would not be where I am today without that sacrifice, without those decisions, okay? Without that experience in God of what he will do for you, okay? And he brought me to this place. He brought me into ministry. And He told me a number of years ago that I would make this transition, and I've come to that time. And so people think I have retired. No, I've transitioned. I've retreaded.
Yeah.
Somebody used that language, which means that I've moved over. So God told me this, and this is one of those God words to me. He said, it's time for you to give up the senior pastor position, and just be bishop. Just do bishopric work. And so that is what I'm doing. I informed the leadership of New Horizon about this. Actually, we kind of been in this transition for a number of years now. You know, my identity is not tied up in that one position, because typically you don't see pastors, ministers who are still kind of in the prime of their life. I still consider myself. I'm 72, but I'm in pretty good shape, and I like to tell folk I'm gonna live to be at least 100. But the Lord told me to do it in a nice way. He said, choose to do this, okay? While you're still vibrant, while you can still do something else. And so it's been put into good hands.
Yes.
Okay. I agree with it. Once again, he says, other things that I have for you, I will not be able to do them for you until you move from where you are. And so, the condition for greatness is sacrifice.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And so I've seen that way too many times in my life, that you gotta sacrifice, something to move to the next level. And so for me, there are other things that I said that I already do ascribe to do. And so I'll not get to that real full place without the sacrifice. And, you can't be committed to prayer and not also be committed to change.
Wow.
Okay. So for all the prayer warriors.
Yeah.